welfare, di ba?
Bahala na yung prices, ano pa sa benefits sana.
Dapat kabuhayan muna and then taong bayan bago yung politika. Mahirap pa eh.
Gobyerno natin yun, sir.
Sir, niloklok sila doon para mamulitika sila.
Hindi ko maintindihan yung house natin. Ang Senado, medyo mas okay na yun. Pero yung House mukhang more concerned on impeachment than addressing the economic crisis. Tapos ang dami nilang rason. Alam mo, yung quick solution dyan is, hindi lang yung excise tax. Kasi kahit tanggalin mo yun, maliit lang magiging epekto eh. The best way is to amend the oil deregulation law. Meron kasing price control dati na ngayon tinanggal na sa oil deregulation law, di ba? Hindi na pwede. So, siguro in this emergency situation, ibalik mo yung price control by amending the oil deregulation law. And I think the Senate, to the Senate President, is proposing that. So, yun ang tama dahil ang iba-ibang countries, as you notice, meron silang price control eh. Tayo lang ang wala. And subsidies will not enough. On the long term, kulang ang ating pera for subsidies. So, tanggalin mo yung excise tax and then mag-impose ang price control. Of course, government should be responsible enough. Yung mga sumusunod sa batas naman ng mga large oil companies, wala naman tayong problema doon eh. Pero yung mga hindi sumusunod, dapat kasuhan yan. Di ba? Yung mga nananamantala, that's a sabotage. To me, it's sabotage, no? When you manipulate the price, you just don't kill the industries, but people grow hungry when you manipulate the price. Bakit? Kasi chain reaction na yan eh. Once oil prices increase, yung food security suffers. At pag ang tiyan ang kumakalam, you cannot blame people for thinking of other means to survive it. Diba? Papasok na dyan. Even the PNP has admitted na baka tumaas yung criminality. We are talking of survival already eh. Now, I don't want to compare the situation now with the pandemic kasi I think mas palubha yung pandemic. But if we will not be able to handle the situation properly at saka wala tayong mapagkunan na supply, we might be in a worse situation. Diba? So, sana makakuha tayo ng supply from, example, Indonesia, sa Brunei, and even China. The government is proposing to negotiate with China. Nakakahiya naman siguro, pero ang China naman has been our partner in trade, diba? Nag-aaway lang sa West Philippines Sea, pero sa negosyo naman, ang mga Chinese have always been with us eh. So, baka maawa sa atin ang gobyernong Chino at pagbigyan tayo sa hiling natin na bigyan naman tayo ng konting supply ng petroleum products nila. Yun lang ang ating dito pag-asa eh. On the way, tinignan ko yung aking gauge. Mababa na yung aking fuel. Sabi ko mamaya, pag gas up ko, sigurado, yung aking 1,000 ay less than 10 liters na lang yata yan. No? So, insignificant na yung 1,000 natin. It used to be more than 10 liters, so medyo okay yung 1,000. Bakit ginagawa kong basis yung 1,000? Kasi the other week, trinay ko yung 1,000, no? Before nag-increase yung presyo to over 100, 120, and up. Below 100 pa yung diesel nung time na yun. Eh. So, nagkarga ako ng 1,000. So, sabi ko, medyo okay pa. The following day, yun nga, umalo na yung presyo ng gas. Terrible na. Sabi ko, Yung 1,000 pala, parang baliwala na ngayon eh. So, sana, yan ang i-address muna ng Kongreso. Lalong-lalo na ng House of Representatives. They're saying na iba daw yung impeachment. To me, walang halaga yung impeachment na yan kung ang mamaya natin ay nagugutom. They will not appreciate government kung uunahin mo yan eh. And besides, bakit naman si Inday Sara lang ang pinapa-impeach? Yung aming third impeachment complaint, hindi nila tinanggap. So there is double standard. Kaya nga, natutuwa ako sa aking kababayan, si Congressman Rufus Rodriguez. He has been fighting kahit lonely position in the wilderness, mag-isa lang siya. Pero tama siya. Siya lang ang tama doon.
Siya lang nagdala sa akin.
Oo. Lone wolf siya, pero siya ang tama doon. So, alam nyo, hindi numbers ngayon ang basis ng taong bayan kung sino ang superior in terms of argument. So, kumpara naman kay Terry Ridon, malayo naman. Rufus Rodriguez is a former dean of the San Sebastian College of Law. So, ano yan, one of the part of natures yan. Kaya si Terry Ridon doon, pinaglalaruan lang ni Rufus Rodriguez in the public interest. Kasi klaro naman, bias masyado ni Ridon. Humihingi ba naman ng mga subpina, tapos wala naman yun sa complaint? Diba? Wala sa complaint, tapos tatakutin pa ni Luis to yung mga bangko pag hindi daw sumunod, i-contempt. How could you do that to the banks? Once you do that to the banks, that will affect further our situation. Diba? Saka impeachment court pa sila, hindi naman sila yung impeachment court. The impeachment court is the Senate. Sa experience ko sa impeachment, in the Corona impeachment, nagkaroon ng mga subpoenas against banks, pero hindi lahat ng subpoenas pinagbigyan ng Supreme Court. Ang iba, hinarang. Kasi nga, hindi mo makonect doon sa complaint eh. So you see, this is the first time that I've ever heard a House Committee on Justice issuing subpoena to banks. Parang premature yan eh, kasi hindi naman silang impeachment court. It's the Senate. So, I don't know with Congressman Luis Tro where she's getting her bravado and basis. Pero maling-mali yun. Walang ganon. We are not trying to, tell them that we are better. But from experience, sa Corona and Bautista impeachments, walang ganon na nangyari eh. So, I don't know. Kung buhay lang, si late Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago,
Ay, parado si
napakaraming bukol ang matatamo nitong mga kongresista dito. Sigurado lang yan. Anyway, si Atty. Manny Luna will always champion good governance. At dito sa sitwasyong ito, ang uunahin ko ay itong pag-address ng economic crisis. In our own little way, pwede tayong gumawa ng paraan at maibsan yung ating kahirapan. At sana matapos yung era sa Middle East. We are praying hard for the war to end. Sana usap na sila ng mabuti. Iba din talaga itong si President Trump eh. Palaban ito eh. Republican kasi. So, sana he and Israel and Iran will be able to talk things out. Marami na rin damage sa Iran, di ba? At magastos na rin ang gera. So sana yung pera ng Amerika, i-channel na lang sa atin. Pulungan na lang tayo. So maraming salamat mga kaibigan. I really appreciate the vloggers. And of course, mainstream media, vloggers na rin yung iba dyan. In fact, yung ibang reporters, vloggers din eh. Meron officially, they are allowed. Meron din yung first, privately, they are vloggers. Because lahat naman tayo ngayon gumagamit na ng cellphones. And we are online almost all the time. So maraming salamat sa inyo. By the way, kahapon I was at the PDP headquarters. I was there. Meron lang kaming ginawa doon. And I can really express itong pasasalamat ko sa PDP. Lalo-lalo na sa aking kaibigan, si Executive Director Asra Nahid.